Okay, here I am again in another live session, this time observing some of the ARPs in Cancer and that general area of the sky. This is ARP 58, which is quite a challenging ARP. It's very small. This is zoomed in already. I'll show you the entire image. You can see that it's kind of tiny there in the middle on this small sensor. But we can zoom into that, and by comparing it with charts, we can see that this is the accompanying galaxy, very faint. This is the galaxy on the charts, magnitude 17.7. Also quite interesting, there's a quasar down here that's magnitude 18.6 with a redshift of 1.77. That's actually this one, as far as I can tell. It's quite bright, magnitude 18.6. After this reasonably long stack. One thing I was going to demonstrate actually is once you've got the power to add and remove subs from the stack at will, it becomes a bit addictive, particularly when it's tracking as bad as mine. If I turn these subs on, I'm going to go through them. You can see that there's a bad one I've got rid of, there's another bad one I've got rid of, another one, I kept that one, and so it goes on, another bad one. What's kind of an eye-opener for me, at least, is just how many bad subs there are on a stack, and yet you kind of barely notice because the stacking, the alignments kind of averages them out, but you can get better results by keeping an eye on the thing. Perhaps not surprising, maybe ought to include that one. And, you know, this one can go as well. I'm losing, I reckon, about 40% of my subs. At least, well, choosing to lose about 40% of the subs. I'll show you why in a second. Keep these ones. These are not too bad. Okay. Now, although it's a long stack, it actually seems to have gone very quickly, this observing session so far. So there we see, you know, perhaps the best view we can get out of what's probably about 20 subs, I guess, at the moment. I also wanted to show you is one of the advantages of having the ability to, let me see if I can move this. Things are slowing down because I'm taking a video. Come here. Yeah, it's all really going very slow at the moment. Just off at the top of the screen here, I noticed this rather interesting collection of objects. There's a variable star up here. There's a triple star. Also, a very faint 17.8. but very flat, thin galaxy, and an even more distant quasar, redshift 2.25 there, magnitude 19.5. This is right on the edge of my plate. What I was going to say is that the advantage of being able to rotate things so that the north is exactly upwards means it's really quite easy. There's not so much in the way of mental gymnastics to actually find where these things are. This is in fact the area of those elements. So I get rid of that one, and this one as well. Get rid of that. Okay, so it's probably about as nice as I want to get it. So this is the nearly Mag 18, very flat galaxy there. There's a few more what looks like galaxies there. This is the variable star. Has the range. Bring it down somewhere. 11.8 to 15.8. Looks quite bright there at the moment. And that quasar, that faint quasar, I'm pretty sure is this thing here. And one of the things we can do is to invert screen. I might have shown you this before. Turn on the more robust stretch, and it makes it, you know, a bit more pleasant. We turn the noise essentially up quite a lot. So that's the proper way around. So this is the other, and we see, you know, these faint things are actually coming out much more pleasingly, much easier to see now. We've lost the discrimination of the stars here because I've turned the white point all the way down. I can move that all the way back up, for instance. But this is the nature of electronically assisted astronomy, isn't it? That it's very interactive. There's no single target image that we're aiming for. So it's kind of horses for courses. If we're looking for the faint quasars, and this is it. This is the Mag 19.5 quasar, about 10 or 11 11 billion light years away. We need the ability to really stretch the hell out of the thing occasionally. This is also right on the edge of the chip, and yet we can still get useful information out of it. And I guess maybe part of what I'm trying to get at here also is that although this is a 580 by 780 pixel image, which is really minuscule by today's standards, there's a lot of stuff in a very short, very small period in a very small area. Lots of stuff to look at, lots of interesting stuff. I think when you combine it with you really need the deep charts, these sorts of things, to really find out what there is in this general area. We're right next to Messier 44 actually here. There's an awful lot of stuff in here, tiny little galaxies and so on. You can spend all evening actually on a single chart. There's that much of interest, so as not to sort of spend all the time on the real showpiece objects. There's some really interesting stuff out there as well. Okay, I'll leave it at that for now.